not calling the Baptist or the Methodist or the Pentecostal or the Catholic, but he's calling his had children that God told him, said, I don't want you to get married. I want you to devote your time and your passion to my prophecy, to my work, to my word, to the people of Jerusalem. That's how much God loves you today. That's how much God loved Israel that day. How many of you remember I spoke of marriage, and the reason why I did that? You remember, you men and women in this place, I know you're not that old. Do you remember your first girlfriend or your first boyfriend? Speaking about being sold out and being diligent about something and going after something with all of your heart this morning. My first girlfriend, I was in love. I mean, brothers and sisters, I fell head over heels for this woman. At first, you know, boys, they don't like girls. But then something happens in our lives, and all of a sudden, we're attracted to them. And this little old girl, I'll never forget it. Oh, man, I went home, and I wanted to get married. I mean, I was, about 12 years old, 12, 11 maybe. And all I had, I got me 2 Coke bottles, and used to old Coke bottles, you could put the lips of them together on the rings at the top, and you could pull real hard, and a little ring would come off the top of the Coke bottle. Just perfect little glass ring. And I went in there, Mama's cabinets, and I got the flour out. Back then we had to make stuff. We didn't have stuff like you kids today. And I mixed the flour with water and made me some glue. And I went out in the yard to drive. I was diligent about this thing. I loved her. I was head over heels about this girl. Now, never even talked to her or nothing, but I loved her. She looked at me and gave me them Google eyes. I was diligent. I was going to marry this girl. Yeah. Tell me about it. You girls, y'all was just as flunky over them men, over them little old boys. And I took the glue and I dropped a piece on that little glass thing. And I spent 8 or 9 hours on this thing. Went out in the driveway and found me a pretty little rock, and I put the rock on there and it'd fall off, and I'd put me a little more paste on there and it'd run down the sides of that ring. And I was diligent. I was going to make this girl a ring. And I got it made up and let it dry overnight and put it in a little pretty box, and I was going to take it to school and I was in love. Nothing could stop me from marrying this girl. I was going to marry her. I didn't care what Mama said. I didn't care what Daddy said. I didn't care what my friends thought about me. All I seen was her. That was it. Everything else, food, everything was put on the back burner, folks. I loved this little old girl. And I took the ring to school and had it all in my pocket. We didn't have book bags like kids do nowadays. God almighty, they weigh 40 pounds, but I had it in my pocket, and she was coming out of the lunchroom. And I was bashful and shy. You know how you are in school. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't talk real good anyway. And I said, well, I better do it. I better give it to her now, or somebody else will get her. I wanted her. I wanted to marry her. And I went up to her and I said, I didn't say nothing. And she just bent over and kissed me. And when she kissed me, I got a whiff of something that smelled like spaghetti. She just come out of the lunchroom. Make a long story short, I never kissed her anymore. For a silly reason, she smelled like spaghetti. That's how childish that I was. But the moral of this story is that I wanted her so bad that I was just silly, just crazy in love for this girl. And then when I went on and I met Bridget, and she came into my life, I was just as silly over her. And today we do little things like sending each other notes, and no matter how people laugh, we still hold each other's hand because that thing is precious to me. I'm diligently seeking every day after her love. Diligently seeking after her love. Nothing will stand in between me and Bridget, because that is the lady